Well, I could start this off by giving a biography of Thomas Edison, but you're not here for that. You're here to find out why Thomas Edison is a part of the Hall of Fame, and I'm here to tell you why. Let's begin. Imagine a time where you needed to tell someone something and you couldn't. A time where you couldn't relay the important message because they lived so far away. What would you do? How would you tell them what you need to tell them? Well, Thomas Edison is your answer. He made it more efficient to relay messages back and forth from large distances. He called this the telegraph. This is a system for transmitting messages from a distance along a wire, especially when creating signals by making and breaking an electrical connection. The telegraph was invented by Samuel Morse in 1837, but it wasn't at its potential until Thomas Edison came along and used his knowledge to enhance and improve this machinery. Before Thomas, the electromagnetic telegraph took two operators, one on each end. One has to tap out the message while the other recorded the tapping by the sender. After Thomas Edison invoked his diligent work on the telegraph, it became able to automatically record the message from the first operator. This saved hours of work for the receiving end and made for a much more efficient tool used by so many people during this time. Not only did he invent the automatic telegraph, but also a duplex telegraph. Imagine a world where you constantly have to relight or replace a light bulb. It would just be another responsibility added to our daily life just to be able to see something so basic but so crucial to life. Thomas Edison spent his long hours creating a solution to the issue. He created the incandescent light bulbs that could last for 1,200 hours, or 50 days, or 72,000 minutes. This wasn't just another light bulb added to the collection. This invention changed the whole game. It replaced the gas light bulb and brought new ideas to the world to the value of electricity. The light bulb worked by platinum fulfillment and carbonized bamboo. Edison then took his new invention to the big business and made it available to all people to enjoy. His openness and true love for his work is what makes him a Hall of Fame. This invention became so popular it was used in the Paris lighting in 1881 and the Crystal Palace in London in 1882. Thomas Edison even brought new ideas to the world. An electric pen. This was the roots for tattooing needles. Although Edison took a different path, he saw this pen to be made easier for duplications, for occupations in offices, or ones that deal with lots of documents like lawyers, taxes, etc. The electric pen did indeed sell for a period of time, but soon went into decline. Although this invention was not one for the books, it still shows Thomas Edison's devotion to bringing new products to the world. Thomas, you've done it again. The phonograph is a record player. This was developed by Thomas in the middle of trying to figure out how to get messages on a paper tape, but when he tested this out, it replayed the words as a record player would do. Edison received 10 grand for the manufacturing and sales right and 20% of the profits, which again shows why he is a part of the Hall of Fame. Now you will see Thomas Edison's invention in use.
I'm out, and I'm recording on plain standard Reynolds aluminum foil. As I said, it's 1 mil thick, exactly 1,000th of an inch. So, without further ado, let's make our very first recording on an Edison tinfoil phonograph. Hello, hello, hello! Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. Ha, ha, ha! Alright, so now we've made the recording. We can see the indentations in the aluminum foil. So we unlock the stylus, we pull it back from the mandrel, we rewind the mandrel to its starting point, and then we can play the recording we just made. Now the indentations are quite distinct. Whether the recording is going to be distinct is a whole different ballgame. As I said, this is my very first attempt of making a recording on a tinfoil phonograph. So it's going to be interesting to see how this came out. So we find our starting point. We have a little pointer right here on top of the diaphragm holder. We line it up.
In this advancement, Thomas based his information off of Alexander Graham's work. He used what Graham had already established, which was a make and break signal. Thomas used his intelligence to make a carbon battery that improved the signal and the distance of the phone. This simple change heavily impacted the future of the telephone. In addition to all the other inventions that Thomas Edison has already made, in order to make upcoming planned inventions, he has to create an electrical system stable enough to hold the productivity of lights for long periods of time. He designed his invention around the gas-powered lights, but still needed to use his abstract mind to create electrical generators. His invention aided the development of a necessity of electrical lights needed for factories, map makers, and more. In this invention, Thomas figured out how to convert coal to electricity. He said it was an offspring. This was produced by a reaction between hydrogen and oxygen. He soon developed strong currents and a better way to convert energy using chemical and advanced chemistry. Thomas Edison advanced this stock printer by developing a mechanical improvement that made it so that all tickers would print the same thing. He saved time for many companies, he saved paper, and most of all, he made it easier for companies not to replace tickers so often because words were being left out or behind. He also improved the electricity by sending a signal down to the printers, making it more efficient. Do you know of any other Hall of Famer that has used his or her pure intelligence and hard work that has pronounced an outcome of various inventions or advancements that has topped as many things as Thomas Edison, or that have aided our technology today and is still praised and used with the most high class and most advanced technological instruments used? No, I didn't think so, because Thomas Edison has done all these things magnificently. Vote Thomas Edison for Hall of Fame.